Hi there, this is Gina Garcia here with Realty, and this is my weekly email, Saturday, April 18th, 19, I mean, not 19th, 2026. So, anyway, I wanted to cover real quickly about the values of the properties. So, I've been meeting with a lot of sellers lately, and many of the sellers that I've been meeting with are having some real problems trying to get the equity for their home. And I think too many people are trying to sell their home that they just bought like 2 years ago. And so, what I wanted to let you know is that if you are in the position right now to try to sell your home and you want to be able to get out of your home, there are a few different options that you can do. And the options that I can cover with you may help you to get out of your home if you're looking to do something to get out within the next 6 months to, the next 6 months to a year or so. But many people can't. They are really upside down. They bought their house in 2022 and they are just not happy with what's going on because the values have not gone up. And I don't know who or what kind of, I guess, misleading information has gone out there, but whenever you buy a house, you got to give yourself at least a good 2 to 5 years. I would say more like 5 years to at least get your equity back or at least try to break even. And if you're buying a home, a brand new house, you're really going to be looking at least a good 5 to maybe almost 10 years to get your equity, depending on what builder you're going with. So, the first thing I tell you, the biggest, most important thing to do is to follow the CMAs that you get from your realtor or MLS or anything like that. Now, Zillow is going to be completely wrong, and I have worked with so many sellers who have paid attention to Zillow, but when we pull the information from Zillow and we pull the information from MLS, it's two different dynamics because Zillow just pulls certain information from their database and they accumulate it based on all the houses in San Antonio. And that's not the way we do CMAs. CMAs are based on your area, your neighborhood, what is sold, and what is sold in the last 3 to 6 months. So if you're looking for some accurate numbers, you need to really go with a real estate agent who's experienced, who knows what they're talking about, and who has paid attention to the market for the last year, 2 years, last 5 years, whatever, and is keeping an eye on the market frequently. And I think a lot of times what's happening right now is that people are listening to Zillow and they're listening to Realtor.com and they're hearing these values and thinking, like, okay, my house is worth this. And so when I go meet with them and I show them the real facts, they're completely dumbfounded. They just don't understand what happened, why things aren't valued the way they need to be valued. And they find out that they are truly, upside down, or they just don't have enough equity to sell their home. So if you're thinking about selling your home, pay attention to the CMAs that I send you, because the CMAs I have you that I'm sending to you actually come from SABOR, and that's San Antonio Board of Realtors. That comes from our real estate development part, our actual entity that actually creates and puts all the information of any home that is sold, tells you exactly what's sold for, what closing costs were there, the days on the market, and everything in your neighborhood. Because at the end of the day, appraisers are going to pull the same information we pull. So you can list your house any price. And I always tell people you can list your house at any price you want. But if you have a buyer coming to you who is pretty savvy, and most buyers are these days, they're going to do their own homework with their real estate agent and they're going to find out that the house is not priced correctly. And you're going to sit on the market forever. And even if you do get an offer, it may not be realistic to you, but it's going to be realistic to whatever the market is. Okay. So I just want you to be aware of that. So your first step, your very first step, if you're trying to sell within the next 6 months, next 3 months, or even the next year, is to pay attention to the CMAs that I send you. Because what at least they're going to do right now is they're going to show you what's going on in your neighborhood. Okay. And they're going to give you a pretty good ballpark and trending of what's happening in your neighborhood. Now, nothing takes the place of what the condition is. Is your condition is needing like a lot of new things, updates, upgrades. You need new carpet, you've got a foundation issue, or you have a roof problem or structure, then that's really going to severely damage your value. So that's going to bring it down considerably. But if your home is like every other house and has some upgrades and it's pretty similar to everything else, then it's going to trend with whatever the values are going on. So pay attention to your neighborhood. Pay attention to the CMAs. There's a lot of good information on those CMAs that send you, and it's all coming from Sabor, which is, like I said, our entity where we report everything as sold. And it's the most accurate you're going to get as far as values. So, to be honest with you, it's just really sad because when I go meet with a seller, they're excited, they want to sell, they just want to just go ahead and get their home on the market, and then they realize they're not even close to selling, and some people are just upside down. Now there's other ways you can sell. I can always show people how to sell your home other ways. There's other ways to do it. But like I said, if you clearly just want to be gone, like from underneath the mortgage and move on, and you don't have the equity, then what that tells you right there is that you're going to have to come in with a difference. So, so if I tell you, you owe, like your house is worth 500,000, but you owe 520, that's $20,000 already and upside down. And that's not even including fees, closing costs, broker fees. So literally you could come in with almost close to $50,000 just to pay to sell your home. I don't think that makes any sense. I really don't think that that's what you want to do. So it's really important, that you pay attention to these CMAs because many people are wanting to sell and maybe not now, but they want to sell in the next year. And so first thing that I tell people is first check your CMAs. Check them every time I send a CMA. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to send you a text or an email or everything so you can see what's going on. Second, if you want me to go and look at your home, I can get a better idea of what your house has and give you some insight of how much credit you can get. And that way, you get a better number of where your house is at. Okay. And then third, the condition of your home can always be manipulated. You can do things. You can do things to help your home to have a little bit more value. So I can help you with that as well. So I can tell you what you need to do. I can tell you what upgrades mean the most as far as value goes. And I can help you with that. So that way you know exactly what things to look for, okay? And what things to do and not waste money on. So I help a lot of people do that. And then fourth, the marketing that we do for the property, because we do a lot of marketing. Open houses, we do social media, and I do some really, really great videos to get your house out there. So if you're in the market to do this, you're going to get me, a one-on-one, who's going to problem solve with you to help you to sell your home. And I don't stop working until I can get this house sold. So whatever it is, if you're looking to find that realtor who is going to be accessible, who's going to problem solve with you, who's going to figure out ways to get it done, and never stop until the house gets sold. That's what I am. That's what I do. And you're always going to get me working with you. I'm not going to hand you off to anybody else. You have me to contact, me to text, me to talk to. Okay. So I hope this helps, but I really severely feel bad for so many people that I've talked to that don't have the equity. And I really wish that it was more I could do, but in some cases, people just have to realize that they have to wait a little bit longer. And I will I'll always keep track of people. I'm never going to stop keeping track of them and letting them know what their value is. But it's kind of sad. And I wish that there was more that I could do. But the market is a market. And I'm going to tell you the way it is. I'm going to be very honest and very upfront that this is what's going on. So if you're in the market to sell within the next 6 months to a year, or maybe sooner, you need to know exactly what your value is today. And I will show you the facts. I will show you the numbers. I will show you exactly the houses around you, what they sold for, so you know what's going on. So reach out to me. Give me a call. My number is 210-942-4893. 210-942-4893. And if you notice, if you look at my weekly email, I've already put 2 houses under contract already, but we priced them right. We priced them right, and I kept on trying to do everything I could to sell them, and I did get them sold. So it happens, but you have to know, and the expectations have to be set so you know exactly what to expect, you know exactly what to do. So anyway, reach out to me. You can send me a text, reply back to this email, or give me a call and let me know what I can do for you so I can problem solve with you and help you. So when you're ready, we can get your house on the market to sell. Talk to you soon. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.